But the Kyle Pitts contract is front and center because we are weeks away from camp, and this is one of those things, again, that I think a lot of people were surprised about the fact that the Falcons, at this particular junction, did this deal. They didn't have to. They could have. Mm-hmm. Again, they said that, you got until mid-July to work on a deal, potential long-term deal after the franchise tag, and they got that done. I just want you to hear Kyle Pitts talking about the culture change in camp with Kevin Stefanski. This is courtesy of ESPN.
Say it's a culture change in terms of every year. Every year is a new reset, but he's bringing, just the work is the work, and that's something he's been implementing into us, this OTAs and mini camps. So it's been great to see, and excited to see how we're taking this break off and going into camp.
Yeah, the work is the work, and I think he's right. Every time you get a new coach, it's something new and it's different. But I think the overwhelming sentiment, Mike, is we're hearing this from a variety of guys. However they've stated it. Drake's talked about it. You talked about Bijan talking about it.
Right.
And we're talking about what they're getting from Kevin Stefanski and what this kind of looks like right now.
Now, you and I have always felt that Kyle Pitts, no one debates the potential in the game. And we were talking earlier about, him just having more consistency. Guy brought up that he had the least drops of any tight ends with X amount of catches. And he had, just a few yards shy of 1,000 last year receiving. We know what he can be. And how much can you blame on him because he can't throw the football to himself? Once Cousins got in there, his production skyrocketed. The touchdowns came up in 3 in one game.
Yeah.
So, and not that Penix can't do that once Penix receives the coaching and is 100% healthy. So I was going to put that caveat in there. So provided that he can win the battle. But Tua, I think Tua, because of all the experience, and that's what you've talked about, this could be the beginning of something special this season with Tua to the tight end and what the tight end means in a Stefanski offense. And look, no one's ever debated Kyle's he's a good dude. We love talking to the guy. He's a fan favorite. He just makes you sometimes pull out your hair because you don't just need more consistency.
Here's Kyle Pitts talking about those quarterbacks Mike's just forementioned and what this competition has looked like for him.
I just want to catch the ball as many times as possible. It's cool to see. I mean, I've been in some people say quarterback carousel, so me seeing quarterback competitions is cool, but to have two guys like that or peak competitors is great to see and great to play alongside them.
No, you're not lying, Kyle. I just want to get the ball. Let's just be honest. Like that's what they asked Drake. Oh man, they're great competitors, and I think Drake's being honest. But just throw me the rock. Just give me the ball.
And that's something the chicken and the egg argument. Does he tune out sometimes because he's not involved early enough? And then
you mean in the offense?
Yeah, at times I think over his 5 years, I think there was some times there. But then again, he's also the injury part that was also affected him for a year and a half. He wasn't the same guy. Mm-hmm. Arthur Smith's offense at the end made no sense. Can we all agree?
Yes.
It just didn't make any sense, and the quarterback play was brutal. So now with Tua or Penix getting better and healthy and learning the offense, you could think that potentially they can break through. Now, just real quick, let's take the view outside of 285 and beyond. Some people would say you got $70 million a year locked up in skill position guys, and you don't have a quarterback, and you haven't been to the playoffs in 8 years. So why would you double down on your skill guys?
So my question to those folks, I'm going to ask a question based on a question. What would you have done? You're going to wait? How long? Because
I would have stayed with the franchise tag and seen what he is. But as you said yesterday, this could be the bigger plan to create the cap space for Bijan's deal.
Yeah, and Mike, that's what I believe. I just think they're getting ahead of it, and then you got guys coming off the books next year. You're going to have plenty of money to play with. It's not going to be an issue, and Bijan will get what he deserves. But I would just say, how long would you have waited? Would you have waited till after the season until you paid Drake? You would have waited, till you paid Kyle. I hear what you're saying, but at some point, rubber hits the road. You have to make a decision on guys. And look, if I know a guy can play now and he's a year away from us doing a deal, I'm trying to beat the deal that may be in front of us. So as much money as you think Kyle just got, what if he balled out this year and becomes the tight end Mike's talking about, and all of a sudden he is a 10-touchdown guy, and everybody's going, holy crap, he's the best tight end in the league. You're paying more than $56 million, guys.
Right. Now, the only thing, and this always irks agents, is the best case scenario for the Falcons, if you had just kept it where it was, he's on the tag, he balls out, does all the things you just said, you tag him again. There's precedence there. We've seen it happen to Kirk Cousins when he was up in Washington. But you just feel, hey, they believe in him. Maybe this was always the plan. When you tag somebody, as we pointed out yesterday, nobody can talk to him.
Yep.
And you ultimately can do this deal. They did it.
Yeah. And the tag thing is interesting, but we said this.
Now, I don't think the Cowboys do this with Pickens.
No, neither do I. I don't either. But they're in a different situation. Their quarterback's making $60 million.
Right. And Pickens finally had a good year after, similar to Pitts, tremendous athleticism going all the way back to his days in Georgia, but a bit of a roller coaster.
They had another wide receiver making $35 million. That they're in a different situation than we are. But no, I don't either. I think they're going to make him earn it for another year. But yeah, I don't have a problem with the timing, even though, as Mike said yesterday, it's a little bit surprising.
Right.
But you got to do it one way or the other. And if you think these guys are a part of your future, make it now. It's what Alex has done, right? I think these guys are going to be good and a part of our future. I'm going to go ahead and pay them and take these arbitration years out, Mike, and we'll just take a chance. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I just think, you don't wait another 2 years and go, is Drake London a really good player? You already know.
Yeah, and I do think that when Alec Pierce got his deal, you knew Drake was going to make more than that. And Drake's had 1,000 more yards receiving. Now, the market always resets. Sorry to bring up a bad memory, but that's what got Julio ticked off. He saw some guys that weren't as good as him getting a raise, and he wanted more money. And that happens. But this team now, and this is why it's tough now, guys. It's hard for Falcon fans because it's 5 weeks. We have nothing to look at. We have no views of Tua.
That's not true.
Versus Penix Jr.
There'll be videos out there.
Of what?
I'll put them out there.
So what? Like Michael Penix Jr. in his backyard doing like a Jameis Winston type
I'll
drill?
put him out there. I told you he's going to be out there in his yard.
All right.
Pulling that truck.
James, everybody, I'm going to run to Mecca. Everyone hit me with a pillow. What? So now if Penix Jr. starts doing that, or he's seen it on a dance floor again, we'll have more to go by. Now, all the Penix people and the Tua people, we got to hope that the real competition, where it's oranges to oranges, and it's both guys able to compete.
Hall of Famer Chipper Jones joining us here on Duke.
Oh man, I love that dude.
What is Chipper? That's not germane to this conversation.
It's not, but man, it just pops up. Love that guy.
Now, again, Chipper. I don't think Chipper has blocked me anymore. I think Chipper's.
That's because your account doesn't exist.
He doesn't know who I am.
It moved. It moved. Again, he probably doesn't know.
ATL Bell 929.
Yes.
That's ATL Bell.
There it is.
929. It helps me with my marketability. I used to be an influencer without having 40,000 people, Carl.
You still are.
No, you can't influence with just 2,000 followers.
You still are. You influence people.
If you'd like to help increase Mike's marketability, that's ATL Bell 929. And Carl's put them up. See Dukes.
I got to read this from Ecuador Man. Hi, Ecuador Man. I guess he heard.
Si, senor.
I guess he heard our conversation with Auntie Soleil. He says, "Hey, Dukes, you talk about Brunson's heart, which I agree with. But what about those 3 7-footers behind him that the Hawks don't have?"